Have you ever wondered what Prague feels like in the heart of winter? Well, spoiler alert, it's like stepping into a fairy tale. We're in Prague.
We are in Prague for a wintry weekend and New Year's Eve here.
We have so many fun things planned, lots of viewpoints. We're definitely going to go see the castle and hang out in the beautiful, beautiful old town.
And hopefully eat some delicious, rich, Czech, hearty winter food.
We started our first day with a walk through the beautiful lesser town. This side of Prague is definitely worth exploring. I was instantly in love with the pastel-coloured buildings and the sweet as can be canals. There was even a small little festive Christmas market here.
How cute.
So cute. I wasn't expecting canals in Prague.
A beautiful pastel-coloured house and little canals through here with the water. Super cute.
We 1000% recommend a boat trip on the Vatlava River. This was probably the most memorable thing we did on our whole time in Prague. We took the tour on a sweet traditional wooden boat and the trip went for about an hour. It came with a glass of mild wine and an interesting audio guide all about the history of the monuments that we were floating past. I will say customer service wasn't great, but it was definitely worth putting up with for this incredible view. We're heading into Prague Christmas Markets in the Old Town Square, which is the main Christmas market in Prague. It looks spectacular with the beautiful church backdrop and a massive tree. I got some langosh with garlic and cheese, and Peter got the wood smoked ham. This is my first one of the season. It looks really, really good. Fluffy and oily.
Freshly cooked.
So garlicky.
Super smoky flavour.
Got some grilled smoked cheese with garlic sauce on top. Very garlicky. That's really nice.
Freshly cooked potato chips.
Do you have any seasoning?
Just some light salt, which is all you need. Perfect. Piping hot. Yum.
Something a bit different than our usual mild wine. I got a hot honey wine. Let's give it a try. Oh, that just tastes like very alcoholic hot honey.
Honey.
It's super sweet.
Tastes like wine at all or just honey?
Mostly honey and like maybe rum. We just wrapped up our walk through the Christmas markets, and while it's in probably one of the most beautiful spots that we've ever seen a Christmas market, it just doesn't really hold a flame to the other incredible places we've been this year, like Strasbourg and Esslingen. It's cute, but I don't know if I'd come here just for the Christmas markets.
Yeah, I even think the ones in Germany had a bit more going, like the actual markets themselves. I just said the square is beautiful. They're just talking about the actual stalls are a bit repetitive. There's not a lot of Christmas spirit there.
Yeah, they had cuter decorations, more variety, and way more food options.
We're on the Lesser Town Bridge Tower, which is the youngest part of the Charles Bridge.
It actually has a stunning view over the bridge. It's definitely worth doing.
We can see the crowds building beneath us, so we need to get out onto the bridge ASAP before the crowds get even worse.
Very little effort for a pretty good reward for the view.
Yeah, like a 2-story stair climb and a really nice vantage point over the top of the bridge.
And how much was it? Was it 190 Český koruna? Is that the currency?
About £10 each, roughly. Super cool 360-degree views of the old town. Definitely worth coming up here. Little highlight so far.
And Prague Castle, it's just
Prague
stunning.
Castle out that way. Some Vitas Cathedral. Gets even better as you go up. Much nicer to be up here than on the bridge. Definitely a little hack to come up here. It's not crowded at all. There's 10 people up here and have incredible views over the water and the bridge. Check it out.
Finally got to Charles Bridge. It is teeming with people, but so pretty with all of these beautiful statues lining the bridge, and what weather we got. It's amazing. Built in the 14th century in the Gothic style, Charles Bridge is an absolute masterpiece and is lined with 30 incredible statues. We just kept on coming back to this spot. The views of the city were insane.
Prague is such a beautiful city with so many hidden gems. We were so excited to do a walking tour to give us much more depth to the rich history of this city. We spent 2 hours walking through the beautiful narrow streets and the picture-perfect river. There is no better way to learn about a city than from a local themselves.
We're going to have a super traditional Czech meal at Parlament restaurant. This place is meant to be incredible and I want basically everything on the menu. So let's go check it out.
We just finished up and it was a delicious meal. Definitely felt really traditional. We had lots of families and friends around us that were just meeting up for their casual midweek dinner. Very heavy though, we're both so full. We had a delicious shredded beef dumpling dish with these dumplings filled with mushrooms and then this sort of beef stew on top. Super yum. And then a confit duck with some sort of mash and sort of shredded potato underneath. Very good, delicious winter food, but very heavy.
And how is your Czech beer?
Big.
We're about to go up Petra Tower for what is meant to be an incredible view of Prague. Let's go check it out.
Beautiful vantage point, looking down at where we were yesterday.
Even got some snowy trees.
Some very sort of icicle, snow-covered trees.
These views have been amazing, so worth coming up Petra Tower.
We're now walking down the hill from Petra Tower and it is just as beautiful as the views from the top. The icicle trees going down lower now as we get closer down to Charles Bridge. Beautiful little walking track. I've got the John Lennon wall behind me, which after the 1980 assassination of John Lennon, an unknown artist painted a mural here, and since then it's become a wall of expression for local artists and it's now a legal graffiti wall.
Time to walk up the Champs-Élysées of Prague, or Pariska. This is the street with all of the designer shops and it is just stunning coming off the main square.
Being New Year's Eve, Grace and I decided to celebrate with a couple of cheeky cocktails and then head down to the main square for some fireworks. And while the city doesn't do official fireworks anymore, there were certainly enough illegal ones in the sky to make it feel like a special night.
We're just on Manisev Bridge at the moment, which gives you amazing views back of Charles Bridge and definitely isn't as busy. So we actually preferred coming here than actually being on Charles Bridge. We're about to go up to Prague Castle now and look at all the different parts of that, including the Cathedral, the Basilica and the Palace, and just check out the area. We've just finished up in St. Vitas Cathedral, which is the biggest and most important church in the country. There was a massive line to get in, but it was definitely worth it. It was super grand and beautiful. But in my humble opinion though, it's even better from the outside.
We just finished up in the palace up here on Castle Hill of Prague. It's been here for around 1,000 years.
And under what, about 4 different rules during that period?
Ending with the Habsburgs.
Finishing with the Habsburgs.
Yeah.
Don't quiz me on the other 3. It was super busy. There wasn't that much to do and there wasn't that ornate and impressive if we're being super honest, but it was still worth going through.
Next, we quickly ducked our head into the Prague Castle Basilica. This gorgeous building had such an intimate feel after being in the much, much larger cathedral.
We're on Golden Lane, which is our final stop of the Prague Castle tour. It is a really sweet, charming little street with some reconstructed traditional Czech homes and a couple of little stores selling local goods.
After the castle, we took a lovely sunset walk along the river. The views of this city just constantly blew us away.
Time to do what I've probably been the most excited for, which is go to the top of the Astronomical Tower.
Oh, bien.
Can't wait for the view and its beautiful blue sky.
Probably the best view in Prague.
And that's saying something because we've seen a lot of viewpoints.
We've been to a few. It's probably the best.
360-degree views, and the city is just beautiful in every single direction. It was time to see some Czech art, so we headed over to the main square's central gallery.
We're at the Central Gallery checking out one of the Czech Republic's most famous artists, Alfonso Mucha.
You'll definitely recognise his work. It is super iconic bohemian print.
We have the infamous Astronomical Clock behind me. It is definitely one of the top things to see here in Prague, and it is absolutely incredible. It tells you where the moon is at in the lunar cycle, what day of the month it is, what star sign it is. It is insane. I will say the little show on the hour is a little bit disappointing, but considering how old it is still pretty impressive.
That's from like 1,000 years ago, so
Yeah.
they decided so. Impressive for them.
Prague is such a cool spot. We can definitely see why the city has become such a tourist hotspot. We actually also found that the city had a super funky food scene, so if you're interested in that, keep an eye out for next week's food vlog.